my pimpin' got him hooked. Pimpin' got him. He say my pimpin' got him hooked. Pimpin' got him. My bad. My pimpin' got you hooked. My bad. I'm sorry if my pimpin' got you hooked. My bad.
I'm back, but clearly I'm back with some finesse tips. So I know you guys are excited because I'm just going to keep the finesse tips coming and making sure that, you know, the gals are out here making money. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, welcome. This is the Finesse channel. Get started. This video will be on how to get a sugar daddy to invest in your business. I know a lot of you ladies are trying to get into entrepreneurship as far as like selling hair, fitness, selling lashes, selling, you know, so I know that it's super important for you to have investors, have donations, have people that will help you and benefit. Put the girls away. The girls keep wanting to come out. I want to put them away. I'm also going to be doing a video on how to get a sugar daddy to invest in you, like you personally, but this one is just going to be as far as business because it's just it's a broader topic. So first things first, when you're going on sugar daddy apps, or if you're going on, let's just say if you're going on sugar daddy apps, you want to make sure that in your bio you have something about your business, something about you being an entrepreneur, in your about me. So if you're in your about me section and you start talking about like, I have some life goals. One of my life goals is to start this business. One of my life goals is to do this. I see myself in the next few years running my lash business. I see myself in the next few years running my interior design business. Make sure that you throw that in. We're planting seeds, so when the conversation comes up, that'll be something that, you know, you'll be able to talk about. The seed is already planted, so when you start talking more about that, then the tree will grow. So even in your bio, if you don't want to necessarily say that you're starting a business and you already have a business and you want investors, it's really important, especially when you're talking to these guys, that you say things like donations, or I would like help with, or would you like to invest? Even though we do want investors, we don't want them to feel like they get anything in return, especially like financially. Use other words instead of investing. You can say donation, you can say contribute. There's many other things and words you can use instead of saying investing. Nevertheless, so when you're going on sugar daddy sites, try to match with, and regular dating sites, try to match with guys who are CEOs or entrepreneurs themselves, or is someone you can kind of read their profiles and see that they know, you know, what they're talking about. There's a lot of CEOs on apps like Bumble, The League, Inner Circle, and I recommend going on apps like Inner Circle and The League because people have to attach their LinkedIn, so you know for a fact that this is what they do and what they're saying is factual. I do feel like some of you ladies get kind of sidetracked and you get kind of overwhelmed, but try to narrow it down to the CEOs, to the business owners, so that way when you're talking business, this is something they're used to. You know, I wouldn't necessarily talk about, and I'm not saying that those will be your only investors is somebody who's already a CEO, but it actually is a video on YouTube about like the top sugar babies, and one of the girls who was a sugar baby, she was making like $10K a year just off of sugaring or whatever, like a little side hustle. And she met someone who she pitched her app to, and he ended up investing, I think, like $1 million into her app or something like that. So it is very possible, ladies. You can look on the web. Don't just look on my videos. Just don't take my word for it, but you should. There are guys that will invest, but I say, like, don't match with somebody who, you know, if he's an artist or if he's you know, like those type of guys. We don't want someone too artsy. We want somebody that's, you know, about their business. You know, you guys know Bumble is my favorite app. If you guys get tired of me talking about Bumble, just stop the video. Just stop the video, because I ain't gonna stop talking about Bumble. Because I ain't gonna stop talking about, I'm not sponsored by Bumble. I don't even think Bumble likes me. But yeah, so there is different modes in Bumble. There's Bumble BFF, Bumble Dating, and Bumble Biz. Bumble Biz is for networking, and it's also for professional networking. So you can upload your resume, your portfolio, and I wouldn't recommend that, but I'm just saying that that's options. That's just letting you know like how different it is from Bumble dating. And this is how I would break it down. Bumble dating, you can do a little sugaring over there. Bumble BFF, you can find like your sugar friends, girls that are into the same things that you are into, because I do think it's important to have that circle, that finesse circle, okay? That finesse family. And then Bumble Biz would be where you can literally promote yourself and find investors. One of my friends, she is in the music business, and she's on there networking all the time, trying to find people who will invest in her music. So that is just something, that's just an idea. I'm throwing it out there. You don't have to just go particularly on Bumble Biz and do that, but you can go on any of these apps and make sure that you're putting in your bio, dropping subtle hints about what you do and what do you plan on doing in the future. Now, one thing that I will say, have a business plan. Don't just think like, oh, well, I'm going to go buy 500 bundles off of AliExpress and then I'm going to, say that I'm starting a business. No, you guys need a business plan. I used to have, me and my sisters, we used to run a hair company together, Vivid Virgin Hair, and it was very, very successful. Like, we did amazing. And actually, a person who invested in it was kind of like a trick or a sponsor who invested my portion, who helped me invest my portion into it. Was like a trick, kind of a sponsor kind of vibe from him. And at the time, I didn't have my portion to buy the hair or whatever. But nevertheless, in order to get that, I had to pitch him like an actual business plan. No, I don't want you guys to just be telling these potentials and SDs all your business and your whole business plan. They might take it. You know what I'm saying? But tell them something. Give them something to look forward to. Give them numbers. If you're on Shark Tank or something, a lot of people like to hear numbers. They like to hear the potential growth. I wouldn't tell them the exact number, but give them like a ballpark estimate of what you would be making. Does that make sense? So next, another way to have an SD invest in your business is ask for business advice. I think that is so important, because just like I have a video on my Patreon. If you're not on my Patreon, that is where I give away all my extra finesse tips. I go live on Patreon. Patreon has a lot of tea, you guys. But for the advice, like business advice, is the same way that if you want a sugar daddy to buy you a car, you would ask him about cars and different vehicles. Oh, because I'm in the market for a car. If you want a sugar daddy to put you on his credit card or ask about it, or help you build your credit, you would ask about credit. Okay, so like, do you know anything about credit? They'll be like, yes, I have a 780 credit score. That's kind of how the finesse works. And a lot of people get finessing mixed up with scheming and scammering. It's not. It's literally it's just a persuasive way of getting something out of somebody without asking directly or doing something directly. So when networking or when asking about investors or asking somebody to invest in your business, asking for advice is great. You can tell them stuff like you've been inspired by one of your favorite social media influencers, or by this person, that person who started a business. Your sister just started a business, your brother just started a business, and now you've been thinking about starting your own business, and ask for advice like, do you know anything about this? Can you give me some advice? And then if your idea sounds good, if it's an app or if it's hair, nails, or something like that, I guarantee you they're going to want to know more. But that's why I say have a business plan. Don't go into this blinded. And even when I started my YouTube channel, and someone who was super supportive was my SD, even though he didn't know like it was going to be a finesse channel, which I didn't really either. I didn't really go into this thinking it was going to be a finesse channel. But he was super supportive, and like, oh yeah, he gave me money to buy like, like the ring lights and stuff like that. But the thing is, I ended up using that money for stuff. But anyway, because I'm so cheap, you guys. Like, he gave me money to buy a camera, everything, and I didn't even buy a camera. I just use my iPhone now. Upsetting, but if it ain't broke, don't fix it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Another way to kind of bring it up is talk about books that you're reading and say articles you're reading. Like this one time I told my SD, I said, oh, I'm reading this article in Forbes about starting and he was like, no, don't read Forbes. And he actually gave me a different site to look at, and he's like, okay, so are you serious? They really do want to know if you're really serious about starting your business. And ladies, I know a lot of you already have business plans, and if they're great business plans and you already need investors, why not have an SD help you? Why not have a trick or a sponsor help you? Any questions, please comment below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. subscribe below, and make sure you follow me on Instagram. Make sure you join my Patreon because if you need extra finesse tips, it is there. And I think I'm out. Don't you guys just love this hair? And I'm out. I hope everyone finds an investor, and I'm out.